Hey guys, welcome for another episode of Baking with Mama Drea. Today I am bringing you some delicious vegan and gluten-free imitation Thin Mint cookies. Now if you're from America like me, you remember the Girl Scouts, you remember their cookies, and Thin Mint cookies were always my favorite. This is a recipe I've been dying to try for a while. I finally did it and it's amazing, so I want to share it with you. So what are you going to need? You are going to need some almond flour. I bought mine here at DM. You can also get it from Spiet Plodu and a few of the Country Life or Bio shops. You are going to need 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. You are going to need 2 tablespoons of melted coconut oil. I buy mine unscented and without flavor because I don't like the coconut to overtake what I'm actually making, but you can use regular if you prefer. You are going to need some peppermint extract or plain mint extract. I prefer the peppermint extract over mint, but again, up to you. And lastly, you are going to need your maple syrup. This is going to be to make the dough, and then after, we are going to melt with some more coconut oil some of our vegan chocolate pieces, and we're gonna cover our cookies in it. So let's get started. We're gonna start with a cup of our almond flour. Making a little bit of a mess here. Let's try and do it this way. Okay, 1 cup of my almond flour. I need my 2 tablespoons of my cocoa powder. And I'm gonna go ahead and start mixing that because cocoa powder always makes a big mess. Next, we are going to do 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. 1 and 2. Our 2 tablespoons of our melted coconut oil. Get all that goodness in there. And then lastly, we're going to do a teaspoon of our mint extract. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a half teaspoon. This stuff is quite strong. And we're gonna put a little bit more of that mint extract when we go ahead and melt that chocolate. Mix this all together. Now, the dough is going to be quite dry and crumbly. Don't worry, we're gonna put it in the fridge, we're gonna freeze it together, and then we are going to make some cookies from it. Kind of use the back of my spoon to mash it in there so you get all that flour and the cocoa powder incorporated. Okay, my dough is almost ready. I'm gonna add a little pinch of salt. I'm gonna mix that in there. And then we're gonna go ahead and put this in the refrigerator. Now, as you see, this is quite crumbly. That is okay, because once it freezes, as you see, it's gonna stick together no problem. My dough is ready. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes. Then we're gonna take it out, roll it out, cut it, and get ready to bake it. So you can go ahead and
Okay.
All right, so it's been about 15 minutes. My dough was in the fridge. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on a sheet of baking paper. I've got another one ready, a rolling pin, and a round cookie cutter. If you don't have a round cookie cutter, you can use a shot glass. It's actually the perfect size for the cookies that you will want. So I'm gonna take my dough, I'm gonna pour it on here together. Ooh, let's get all that goodies out. And I'm gonna try to make a little ball from it as best as I can. Now, I'm gonna take my other sheet of baking paper, I'm gonna put it on top. And first I'm gonna start by pressing it down just with my hands. Use your muscles. And then, this is where it gets a little tricky doing it on your own, because you kind of want to hold the baking paper and roll it out with the rolling pin. You want to get it about 1/4 of an inch thick. Let's check how we're doing. That's looking pretty good. Gonna maybe do it a little bit more. There we go. And that's about where I want it. So I'm gonna take my cookie cutter, I'm gonna make cookies, and I'm gonna keep piling the dough together to use it all as best I can. Look at that, right onto my pre-prepared baking sheet, which I have over here. Okay, so my cookies are ready. I'm gonna put them in the oven. It's 175 degrees, not 180, sorry guys, 175 Celsius. You're gonna bake it for 13 to 15 minutes until they start to get a little crispy on the outside, a little cracked. See you soon. Okay, I've melted my chocolate extract and cocoa oil mixture, and now I'm going to go ahead and plop my cookies in there. Then I'm gonna put them back on the baking sheet. I'm actually just gonna put this outside because it's quite chilly, so it'll be just fine to freeze out there. And then in about 30 minutes, your cookies are ready. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put these outside or in the fridge. Gonna let them chill for about 20, 30 minutes, and then you can go ahead and eat them. Enjoy.